One of life's underrated joys is playing a game while listening to someone dive into a topic you're curious about. It's nothing new. People have been knitting or tinkering while tuning into radio shows for generations. There's something about keeping your hands busy that helps your brain lock in. That steady rhythm, paired with a stream of interesting info, keeps things stimulating enough that you don't get bored or restless while learning. Lately, I've been really into learning about expeditions to Everest, so I love playing games on the side while I listen about climate acclimation and crevasses. So whether it's Gilmore Girls rewatch season or you want to know everything about the defunct Star Wars Hotel, these games will keep you company while you learn something new. So what kind of games pair best with an audiobook or a video essay? Well, the sweet spot is low stakes games with a very simple, satisfying loop. It's also really important to have a game you can quickly jump in and out of if things get too interesting in the video essay you're listening to. And okay, you might be tempted to simply say, well, these are cozy games. I can play any cozy game with a video essay, but I think they stand out for their ability to be your companion when you're listening to something. They don't ask much, there's no serious story, and they have a satisfying game loop that makes your brain feel nice and smooth. That's good, right? A smooth brain? First up is Gourdlets. This is a town building sim with absolutely no goals and zero consequences. It's a sandbox game in its truest form where you're free to build and decorate however you wish. Like, for example, I made this very hip coffee shop that has a little music corner and a reading nook and spooky stuff. The Gourdlets, aka these gourd-shaped little dudes, live their lives without quests, a checklist, or objectives. And they'll interact with items for sure, but this is not The Sims. You are creating for the sake of creativity. There aren't resources or money that you need to collect, which means you can start building your dream town right away. And you don't need to worry about your Gourdlets going hungry or bored. They're good no matter what you do to the town. The Gourdlets don't level up in a traditional sense, but the more they interact with items that you place in front of them, they'll mature. Maturity means you can get more Gourdlets in your town and unlock new items. That's the extent of the quest system. It's not more complex than that at all. You can keep the natural day-night cycle or change seasons to your liking. You can remove tiles and build new zones, and there's not a ton of items or customizations to place, but it's enough to get an aesthetic or vibe. It's really like playing Roller Coaster Tycoon with unlimited money and every unlock, just trying to build the coolest thing you possibly can without worrying about losing money or time. Even if it's a little limited in what you can build, I feel like it's the perfect game to play while listening or watching something else. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to press pause in a building sim when something really wild was happening in the video I was watching. My intention was fully on the video, while the fence I was mending for my dinosaur habitat gave way, and a few guests ended up as T-Rex treats. I think you can already guess the criticisms of this game, and I believe they're valid. I actually didn't pick up Gourdlets for a long time because I usually like my quests and objectives in building sims. But if you're watching a 4-hour video about the 1996 Everest disaster and they start talking about the espresso machine, your game won't suffer if your attention is elsewhere. Next, we have WEBFISHING, which I've made a whole video about on my channel. It's a social fishing game that was released in the fall of 2024, and it's still going strong. The aesthetics are Animal Crossing circa GameCube era, and the whole point is just to hang out, fish, and have fun. When you log into the game, you pick the chat room that you want to join, and then fish your little heart out. There's other people there fishing and chatting, so it feels social while not asking too much of you. Unlike Gourdlets, you can actually sell your fish for money, you can upgrade your items, and there's a ton of cosmetics to decorate your little critter. You could play this game solo if you really wanted, but it's nice to have a casual chat to hang out with while you're chilling the day away. There's rare fish, secrets, and fun platforming. There's even scratchers you can buy in the game to gamble. And as someone who loves a good energy drink and a couple of scratchers from my local 7-Eleven, this hits all the right notes for me. Just like Gourdlets, you can easily go idle in this game if you need to. And if you lose a fish because something interesting happened in the video you're watching, who cares? There's no pressure to be the greatest fish girl in your server. This is the most chill version of multiplayer out there. The only downside is you might jump into a chat that you're not vibing with. Chats are not saved or persistent, so you're not guaranteed to chill with the same crew every time. The point is to hang out with some strangers and relax, so remember, if the lobby doesn't have good vibes, you can always hit the bricks. Just walk out. Okay, honestly, I have been dying for an excuse to put this game on my channel. It's only a demo right now, but I adore everything about it, and I know it'll be one of my go-tos for video essay listening time. The game is Tall Trails, and it's a cozy platforming game where you don't have to worry about enemies or or fall damage. In this world, all the golems have a purpose. But you play as Alp, who is a little golem who doesn't know his purpose yet. He sets out to discover what the point is by jetpacking, hovering, and climbing his way across beautiful little islands. When I was a kid, I loved running around Peach's castle in Mario 64 because it was hard to take damage and you could explore without much consequence. I always wanted a platform game that was like that, and so I'm happy we're in an era of indie games that encourage exploration and discovery over challenging battle mechanics and platforming. Tall Trails is one of those games that I've been trying to find a place for in my videos every month, and I can never fit it into a theme because it's not generally something I play very often. I'm really not a platforming girly, but if you can let me platform without any consequences, that makes me happy. So if you're like me and you like platforming games and you just want to explore and collect, you might need to try this demo out. I love playing this game when I'm listening to a podcast or watching a video because it feels like the tactile side of my brain is getting itched while the info side gets to store facts. Like, for example, do you know how they get rid of poop at the base camp of Everest? It's drones. They use drones now. There's hats, unlocks, a main story, which is not too complicated or talky, and it's just so charming. Plus, once you beat the main quest, you can explore procedurally generated worlds forever and ever and ever. You can play the demo, and there's like 2 hours of content to enjoy for free, so please check it out and wishlist it. Last but definitely not least, I've got to recommend Lemon Cake. This is the very game I was playing when I was binging the entire Star Wars Hotel video, so I'd honestly feel wrong not to mention it here. I'll admit, I almost skipped over this game based on the screenshots alone. It's a bakery sim where you whip up cute little desserts and serve them to customers, and sadly, I've seen plenty of games with this same art style that ended up being borderline unplayable. But Lemon Cake totally surprised me. It's polished, it's cozy, and it's actually fun. You play as a brand new baker tasked with bringing back to life a rundown cafe. Guiding you is the ghost of the previous owner, who's heartbroken to see her beloved bakery in such a sorry state. Every morning starts with prep. You bake pastries for the display window, you water your greenhouse plants, and you make sure you remember where all your ingredients are stashed. Then it's time to open the doors and let the customers roll in. You'll take orders, serve treats before anyone gets impatient, clean up spills, and make sure your garden is still thriving. After closing, you can review your earnings and plan the next day's menu. I really like the rotating menu system in this game. Some recipes bring in extra money, and there's little strategy in balancing the variety, complexity, and the ingredients you have on hand. As you progress, you'll unlock new ingredients, more recipes, handy upgrades, and even decor options for your apartment upstairs. My favorite upgrade, though, is enchanting the broom so it cleans messes automatically. Spills actually slow you down when you walk through them, so that magical upgrade is a game changer. Lemon Cake is super cute, but more importantly, the game loop is engaging without being too demanding. You're not punished for having an off day. For example, once I got too ambitious and I picked 3 recipes that all used totally different ingredients. Managing it was chaotic, and I didn't make nearly as much money as I expected. But the game didn't scold me or throw me into a fail state. It just let me move on and try something else the next day. So those are my favorite games to play while watching a video essay, listening to a podcast, or just vibing out with something in the background. If you've got a go-to game for those chill multitask sessions, drop it in the comments. I'm always looking for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.